Coming up next is DC News episode 112. Talk about the poisoning of David Finch. My God, it's a mystery. Also, we're going to talk about the fates of Cassandra Cain and Stephanie Brown. Oh, and finally, we're going to talk about Suicide Squad and Resurrection Man and how they're doing this. Oh, stick around.
Drama class.
Prepare yourself for some DC spewage. Yuck. Here's Comic Book Man and Bo.
Chaos, the one reliable constant. DC Comic Book News, episode 112, Irrational Incorporated.
Hey folks, Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse. It's time for this guy.
DC News.
DC News! And DC News is coming to you from this place, Alternate Reality, which is located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all my new DC comics are always 15% off every day for everyone. Of course, all my new comics are 15% off every day for everyone, but especially my DC comics, they're extra special discounted. They're extra special, yeah, 15%. I take extra special care when I hit the keys.
Did that start with the new 52 or was it before the new?
No, that was long before the new 52. That's been for 18 years now. I've been doing 15% off all new comics every day for everyone.
18 years.
Including my DC comics. That's right, coming up in 18 years this August. But anyway, this is DC News.
That's one whole voter.
And our first story up, Batman. The Dark Knight. David Finch has got himself a tummy ache. And that means train wreck time for the art.
Yeah, the point behind Finch not writing the book was so the book would go out on time.
Right.
Okay.
Because he was writing and drawing it in the first run,
that was slowing
and it got really slow.
So, I mean, you had Paul Jenkins work on the book. Paul Jenkins left. Jed Whitting's going to do a single-issue story, which sets up the Night of the Owls. The new writer on the book after that will be Greg Hurwitz. He's already turned in his first 7 scripts for the book, and Finch was moving along quite nicely before he went to Mexico and got food poisoning.
Well, there you go. Go to Mexico and get food poisoning.
So, we're assuming at some point DC will announce that he's not drawing at least 1 or 2 issues because it's kind of hard to draw issues when you're bent over and throwing your guts out.
He could try. He could try.
Well,
we tried to get Sarah to do that earlier.
Yeah, but
she almost did it.
Part of food poisoning is if you've got food poisoning, you're sitting down.
Sitting down, there you go.
Perfect time to draw.
Things start gurgling and bubbling up, and then all of a sudden you have to run to the nearest toilet. So
you're sitting on the toilet drawing.
No, you can't draw on the toilet.
Sure, says you.
You're gonna put a board in front of you so you can draw.
Batman, sit on the toilet and draw your Batman.
Perfect. You just answered your own question.
It's not gonna happen. I'm assuming somebody like Jay Fabak, who worked on the book before, probably do at least 1 or 2 issues. Because food poisoning is pretty serious, you know.
Every shot of Batman is just
could be worse, you know. So
it could be many things. Hopefully he'll be feeling better.
David,
By the time this airs, he'll be feeling much better.
If we see David Finch at C2E2 and he's not throwing up, the book will be shipping on time.
Great.
We'll give him a sip of Mexican water.
Meanwhile, in the Bat universe, the fates of Cassandra Cain and Stephanie Brown will be dealt in
Batman Incorporated.
Batman Incorporated. What's that you say? There is no Batman Incorporated? Doesn't exist anymore?
That is part of the new, the second wave of the new 52. That's Grant Morrison.
Second wave.
And Chris Byrne. Those books start next month, to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah, and so...
Yes, with Earth 2 and GI Combat and some other stuff. I forget what else.
World's Finest. And all those other fine books. But yeah, they'll be dealt with there. And Chris Burnham says what Morrison's doing for this, I think it's like the last 10 issues of Batman Incorporated. Yeah. It's going to be kind of dark.
Dark?
Dark.
It's a dark character to begin with. He's called the Dark Knight.
Yeah, it's going to be
We just did a story about the Dark Knight.
Yeah, but the Batman Incorporated
is going to be even darker.
He doesn't pay his light bill.
Yeah, maybe he'll be going from town internationally and beating the crap out of it.
Great. Okay, so be sure to turn the lights on when you read it. Our last story this time around involves Suicide Squad and the Resurrection Man and the crossover, which they are getting ready to have.
Issue number 9 of both titles will have a story that connects. This will begin a semi-permanent connection between the 2 titles because something's going on in Suicide Squad that has Amanda Waller go to find Mitch Shelley because he's apparently the only person that can help. Now, Mitch isn't a big fan of going to help Amanda Waller, and neither are the body doubles who've been trying to kill Mitch Shelley for a while.
And from the beginning of the book.
Hijinks will ensue, and then the books will say like semi-crossover, and I'm assuming the
until at least issue 12 when DC scraps the whole idea and goes back to the original continuity.
Well, there's something, yeah, when you get to issue 12, you've got that first year of the new 52, you've already killed 6 books. There are at least 10 books over at the new 52 that aren't selling at all. And so there are rumors that there may be a bloodletting somewhere around after issue 12 of a couple of these titles.
Or they're just going to consolidate them into one book.
Well, wasn't one of the things they announced when the new 52 started that these things are like for a year?
Well, they had the
I mean, we'll see where we're at after a
the
year.
the books were
refigure
all
everything out.
guaranteed a 6-issue run. Most of them went 8. I mean, actually, this week you've had the number 8 ship. That's the end of the ones that have been canceled already.
Yeah.
But when you go for a year, I mean, unless these things sell really, really well on trade, these 10 books, and 3 of them happen to involve Rob Liefeld, Hawk and Dove, Grifter, and what's the other? Savage Hawkman. Those books aren't selling at all.
When I start hearing news about the 13th issues of some of these New 52 books, then I'll get worked up about whether or not New 52 is going to continue on past the first year. Until I start hearing news about the 13th issue of, say, Action or Justice League,
well, those
or
two
Detective.
don't have a problem. Those are selling.
Well, no.
We're talking about other fringe books like
No,
Suicide
well,
Squad.
no, I'm talking about the whole New 52 concept. Okay, I mean, after it clocks off a year, I think they're supposed to reassess the whole thing.
Well, I would imagine that after a year, if it doesn't work, then you won't be hearing about cancellation of titles. You hear about people being fired.
Well, there's that too.
So.
Okay, that's it. We're done. We're finished. We're out of here. We're getting no more DC news. But go to the store's website. Check out all this man's DC news. Bo,
Yes?
tell them where the store's website is.
It's at Phoenix! Sarah, tell them!
www.myalternatereality.com. It's like a loofah for your brain.
So stop off the store's website. Check out all his news. And until next time, this is Comic Book Man.
This is Bo, and Sarah's back because she's outside knocking on the door right now.
Saying, bye. Here at Alternate Reality, we have always believed that kids are the future of this industry, and that's why I have the largest kids selection of any other store anywhere. Come on down to Alternate Reality and you'll find comics and trade paperbacks on Pixar characters like Toy Story and Cars, Muppets, Disney, Simpsons, DC and Marvel characters, of course, like Tiny Titans, Scooby-Doo, Spider-Man, and Marvel superheroes. I also have a large selection of girls comics and girls-related trade paperbacks, as well as illustrated classics and a whole lot more. Readers are leaders, so come on down to Alternate Reality with your little one and pick up some comics that both of you can enjoy.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.